Hello and welcome to another 101 class. Yes, finally we get another 101 class. Yeah! Yeah! So, yeah, a little excited. Another 101 class. This class has been in the works for a long time because it's probably the most requested 101 that I have, or that I've had in the past. In the 6 years that I've been doing this. Yes, it's been 6 years of making videos for you guys, man. How time flies. How time flies. So, first, before we start, to commemorate this, look at this. Pepsi throwback. God's urine. Oh, the urine of God. There it is. Oh. Oh, oh, oh! Oh! Oh, oh. Oh, it's been far too long. I want to thank one of my buddies out there, Brian, aka Eternal Rogue, for providing me with a case of Pepsi Throwback. This shit is fucking rare in Canada. It's rare like gold. So, to actually be able to taste God's urine when the whole town is dry. It's awesome. Oh, that's the shit. That's the shit. Alright, let's put that down. Today's 101 class, guys. For you, for the fans. It's all about power. It's all about electricity. It's all about being, yeah. This guy. Electro. Electro. Look at him. Look at him. The fucking most fucked up costume of all time, probably. For a major villain that actually took off. Starface, as we'll call him. So 101 on Starface. So yeah, this is it. The most requested 101 of the last 6 years, Electro. So sit down, stick around, and as always, enjoy. So here we go, the first appearance of Electro. 1960s, Amazing Spider-Man, number 9. You gotta think back here. These comics were not written the way they're written now. These are pretty much written for kids, and I find comics today are written a whole different way. So you know the origin and all this shit's probably gonna be pretty cheesy. If you saw my Sandman 101, you remember he was defeated by a vacuum cleaner. Which is a very powerful weapon. At least it is in a fight against Catver. But to take down a supervillain, kind of interesting. Anyways, Amazing Spider-Man number 9, first appearance, Electro. Electro's real name, Max Dillon, not to be confused with Matt Dillon. He's a basically not an electrical engineer, but like a power line worker guy. He climbs the poles and fixes the wires. Just like those people you'd see outside any day now when the power goes out or transformer blows up. Not one from Cybertron, but one on your pole. Guy's gonna climb up, he's gonna fix it up. That's what he did. That was his job. So, first appearance, his transformation into Electro, which is funny to read today, but so serious back then. One of his co-workers is, if you notice the popping of the light, like the flashing right now, I have a really shitty light up, but it's going to blow, it's flashing. I thought, you know what, I'm going to have the flashy light here for Electro. It's like electricity. It was kind of cool. So I'm going to let this motherfucker roll until she blows. And when she blows, you might be in the dark, but what else? Electro. Let's get back to Electro, Kevin. So Electro's a power line worker. So what happens is, he's at a job, one of the other guys is up on the pole, and slips, whatever, and he's hanging from his harness off the pole. And the boss is there, and the boss is like, oh my god, he's gonna fall and die. Please, please, Max, help us. Please go up there and save your coworker like a normal fucking human being. Instead, Max says, I'm not going up there. Screw this shit. You want me to go up there? You're gonna have to pay me. Then lights a cigarette. Oh, fuck. I'm sure there's still people out there like that, but anyways, people will turn away when they need help. When somebody else needs help. So, guy's hanging off the pole. Max is like, I'm not going up there. I'm going to have a smoke. Fucker falls, he falls. And then, so his boss is like, you're our best line worker. You have to go up there. He goes, no, I'm not going up there. And he's like, okay. What do you need? $100? And he's selling $100. So Max will go up there and save his coworker for $100. The nice, charitable human being that he is goes up there, saves him for $100. Subsequently, later on, the gods get angry with him for being a douchebag. And I'm sure at some point Marvel's going to throw in somewhere. I'm sure next year when Electro is in the Spider-Man movie, they're going to be like, or the year after I should say now, they're going to be like, oh my god, you know what? Let's throw a curveball. And I'll tell you what they'll probably end up doing. But so he's up on a pole at one point, fixing wires, holding on 2 different wires for whatever reason, because that's how he fixes it. And then lightning hits him. 1 in a million. 1 in a million. The lightning hits him. Even more. Like, this guy should be playing fucking Lotto Max. He gets hit by lightning, but the fucker survives. Not only does he survive, but he gets super powers. Holy shit. What is life? Like, what are the odds? Like, this guy, he has to play Powerball. This is crazy. So, he gets hit by lightning, fucker falls down off a pole, a utility pole, and next thing you know, he can control electricity. He can shoot electricity out of his hands and control current. All kinds of weird things. The little curve I think that Marvel might play one day is say, you know what? That wasn't lightning that hit him. Just normal, everyday, lightning caused by clouds. It was Odin. Odin fucked him over for being a douche and threw lightning at him. But then it screwed up because he was holding 2 different wires. And then Odin's like, oh my god, I created Electro. Anyways, that would be a Joe Quesada story. So, anyways, he creates Electro. So, Max Dillon becomes the man. The electrifying man. The most electrifying man in Marvel Sports. Marvel Sports Entertainment. So, he shoots lightning. And, so, naturally, where there's a villain in New York, he eventually will meet with Spider-Man. Dillon does a few weird things. Not weird things, but bad things. He steals technology from Stark Industries. He actually kills some people with this lightning, shooting lightning at them or through them or whatever the case may be. So, he's a bad guy. You know what I mean? He was a bad to begin with. He was a bad apple. He didn't want to save his friend. What a fucker. So, Max will eventually, and this happens all in Amazing number 9, he will meet Spider-Man and they will fight. And they'll fight a few times in the comic because Spidey's like, holy fuck, how can I fight this guy? This guy's fucking electricity. He's like, walking electricity. He's got this adapter hooked to him and wires going everywhere and then just shooting shit everywhere. But then he decides to wear this really campy costume looking like a electrified 7-Up bottle. But Starface is happy. And eventually the fight goes on. Spider-Man's kind of not winning, but slowly, avoiding all the electric bolts being thrown at him and all that. Electro gets kind of pissed off because Electro had just robbed J. Jonah Jameson earlier, so he was feeling all happy about it, and then now it's like, oh fuck, this Spider-Man's gonna, what's that, like, am I gonna earn my first defeat? So tries to shock him, can't hit him. Then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to what's tried, tested, and true, and he picks up a gun, of course, because it's very many supervillains that use guns anymore, which is good. Maybe he was thinking gun reform. I don't know, but anyways, he picked up a gun after the fact, and so Spidey foils him by spraying him with a water hose. Woo! How do you beat an electric man holding a gun? You spray the guy with a fire hose. Try, tested, and true. Works all the time. You want to defeat people made of sand, use a vacuum cleaner. It's just simple smarts. So Spider-Man hoses him down, and he short circuits him, and blah, 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 and then he's caught, and then yada yada yada. We're done. We're done. He's done. First appearance. That's it. That's Electro. Electro will go on to join later in his career the Sinister Six. So he's actually part of the inaugural Sinister Six, which is a really big deal, because the Sinister Six were like, it was huge because it was never seen before in a comic, or at least not that I can remember before that, except for maybe the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, but even at that, I can't really remember if it predates it or not. But it's where you see a whole bunch of villains come together, finally think, you know what I mean? Well, fuck, we all lost against this dude, so why don't we all get together and try to kick his ass as one? That might actually work. But usually there's ascension because they're all thieves and they're all criminals and they're all petty, and it usually never works out. So he joins them, they fail, he gets out, he joins a whole bunch of different places. He joins them, he joins, was it the Frightful Four? I think he joins every different group possible. Like, there's one more spot left. We've got one more spot left in order to make our first and last name the same letter, like Frightful Four or Sinister Six, SSFF. We got one more spot left. Who could we get? Oh, let's get Dylan. He's not doing anything. Get Dylan. He's not doing anything. He's at home. He's afraid of water hoses. Get him in here. So that's pretty much what they did. He went in all the different gangs. Finally comes back in a bigger role, more recently actually, because he had his little tryings and little like, okay, well, I'm going to try to rule the city, and it never worked out. And then he got involved, started fighting Daredevil. That never worked out. He always lost. He wasn't one that ever really won the fight, and then later on, like, okay, you know, like, I'll lose in the next few issues. He always lost right away, so I kind of felt bad for Electro. But then finally, Electro returns in the Gauntlet, in which he looks a little different. He's getting older, middle-aged, scarred in the face, kind of like electricity going wild in him, scarring him up and all that. Looking a lot less cartoony and more like villainy, more like badass. Finally, we have an Electro that may be worthy of super coolness. Like, not 7-Up. So Electro comes back in the Gauntlet, and then in Power to the People, Electro aligns himself with Dexter Bennett, the guy who runs the Daily Bugle, and then he meets up with the Mad Tinkerer, and they try to help him out with his powers and all that, and then eventually they turn him into this ultimate power, this like thunderbolt. He goes completely nuts, turns on Bennett, destroys the Daily Bugle. Finally, Electro does something super cool. He destroys the Daily Bugle. He did it. No other villain did that. He did it. Electro did it. Yeah. He'll show up again a few times, popping up here and there, doing his little things. There hasn't really been a major storyline since then with him in it, like a big one. So, That's where he stands. The problem with Electro, he's always getting beaten by water. This happened in Spider-Man Reign, when Spider-Man gets Electro and Hydra Man together, and then they pretty much cancel each other out. Literally. Poor guy. Poor guy. Electro's story and Electro's backstories are probably going to get a lot more sophisticated in the next little while, as they've announced that Jamie Foxx will be playing Electro in the new Spider-Man movie. So Electro finally comes to the big screen. Something that's been cool about the new Spider-Man movie, there's one movie and there's another one now coming out, is that they've introduced villains that we've never seen before on the big screen, which is kind of neat. We got the Lizard, now we're getting Electro. Jamie Foxx playing Electro, I don't know. We'll have to see it. I don't want to... I reserve judgment for later. But it was said by Jamie Foxx that he's going to be less campy and he's not going to be wearing his green and yellow suit, which is kind of cool. The Electro from the Ultimate Universe is a lot more realistic. So maybe we'll get a Electro like that. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, that concludes my Electro 101. The guy's got a lot of material, but he never really did that much. He is, like, he's still a big Spider-Man villain, but it's just, I don't know, on his own, he always failed, and I feel bad for the guy. I want to take this time as well to thank everyone for watching. We're getting to the end of the year. The new year is coming. New movies are coming. New comic book movies are coming out. Yes. Superman. Every time I see the Superman trailer, I literally get chills. I literally like, ha, 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 ha. So, so I'm looking forward to that. Iron Man 3, looking forward to that. Yeah. So guys, have a safe new year. For those of you to celebrate, have a Merry Christmas. Yeah. Hopefully, we're gonna get some pretty cool videos in the new year, and hopefully this will be the year that DCompose gets his own TV show. Woo, woo. Woo. We got a better chance than Electro. Maybe not. Till next time, guys. Take care. Later.